Hey guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Fitment Industries, and I'm here with
Giles from Fitment Industries.
And we are here to talk about the future, all right? We're not here to talk about your future necessarily. We're not here to talk about like college and the pressures of society and you know what you want to do in life. We're not going to talk about any political strands. We're here to talk about the things that actually matter. Car trends. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is car trends for 2020, and if you guys haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. So you keep making banging videos like this. What is with the squeak going on out there? There's nothing happening.
Sounds like they're turning brake motors.
There's nothing. It's like somebody is churning butter. Like just. All right, so we are here to talk about the 2020 car trends, what we think we're gonna see coming out in 2020. We do this video every year, and it's actually a little bit of fun because then we get to look back and see what worked or what didn't work. Would you like to go first on what you think you're gonna see more of?
Sure. So I know we kind of threw a list together just beforehand, and the first one that came to mind was I really think we're going to start to see like the whole like excessive camber or like crazy camber thing start to fall out of style, and we're gonna see a lot more of like how much meat you can actually
Squeeze me. Let me just put this differential on the table.
So I think what we're gonna start to see a lot more of is like a lot more of like a thicker tire setup, and like how much of an actual setup you can fit within like your fenders or like over fender. I think over fenders are still gonna be like a thing, but I think it's gonna be more of like a battle stance or like meaty setup. Like we're really gonna start to see that a lot more, and you're gonna start to see that like crazy camber trends start to die out just a little bit.
I think it's like it's almost like the car's just becoming like a unit.
Right.
You know, like when you look at an Evo 10 or an Evo 8, and it just has like that perfect Toyo proxy RPF1 look, the spring rate's dialed in so nothing moves on the car, it's just a unit.
Right.
Like I think you're gonna see more of that.
Definitely.
For sure. Whereas I think years past it was like, look at those wheels that happen to be on this car. Now it's gonna be like, look at this whole car.
Right. It's all about like how much lip can you get, how like wide of wheels can you fit, and like how much little of that will actually touch the ground.
I think that the whole thought of camber, though, a lot of it kind of dives into the static community, which is super popular. And I think you're going to continue to see the static community like just slay all when it comes to just kind of like pushing the boundaries. But what I have seen more people kind of do, especially in the static scene, is they have moved from static coilovers to air cups. And I see that a lot more happening now. I think Fortunato has air cups that they're releasing to a lot of their 500 and 510 series coilovers, which is making a lot of people very happy because then you can still run your static coilover, you can still run a high spring rate, you can still get the static look, but people are still throwing air cups in their cars because if they want to put them on a trailer, because that's what happens, or they're trying to get over stuff because they just want to drive the damn car. Air cups are getting
help from it,
yeah.
And I think there always has been a little confusion about that, and it was actually nice going to SEMA and seeing like firsthand what that system actually is all about, and like talking with Fortunato, and just kind of finally understanding that no, it's not like, you know, you're not switching to air. You're not, you know, going on bags. It's literally just there as like a helper when you need.
Everybody's like, so you're saying to me that I can air out? And it's like, no. Cups air up so that you can get over things, not so that you can get down further in things. What else do you got? I'm using my cheat sheet.
All right. I think next up on my list, I think, because we had a conversation with one of the guys from Top Rank Importer when he came here. He was kind of hanging out with us for a while. He was saying that they're really starting to see a lot of like old school like JDM parts coming back into play. So like not buying like brand new stuff, but like finding like old used stuff that's like still in good condition, or like maybe like old new in the box stuff that's still in good condition. And that especially goes for like wheels, but like also like performance parts too. So like old Greddy or tile, or you know, all that kind of stuff that like, you know, blow up valves, like wastegate, all that like old stuff. Period correct stuff, I think is going to be coming back into play.
The world is loving the 80s right now. Like everybody loves the 80s.
It was literally everything all summer.
It's
like, I mean, Rocket League did like a whole thing.
Stranger Things. You got the new Wonder Woman trailer that came out. You got the retro wave, the vapor wave.
Got the new hoodies.
Yeah, I mean, we're a part of the issue, okay? But like I think that whole thing is kind of coming back, and that styling is coming back, and I think that that's kind of bleeding over even into the car scene. You see it with the edits. People are doing like the VCR one-to-one edits and things like that, and I think that's why you're going to see a lot of people go back to not just period correct cars, but also go back in time, I think, a little bit to older cars to modify. I've seen a lot of people go back and do old school stuff with cars. I think you're going to see more people, instead of going for the new, they're gonna switch, and I think they're gonna start going to like the old.
Definitely.
I think you see that with a lot of, I mean, even like the air cooled stuff has gotten super popular. You're seeing Beetles pop up absolutely everywhere. You're seeing a lot of people go backwards versus forwards.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of heading that direction not too long ago.
Yeah.
And then it like kind of hit a wall a little bit. And maybe not for everybody, but I think like for the most like the actual community, like it kind of hit a wall, and now it's really starting to come back a little bit more.
Because you're seeing people going back and saying, no. I'll buy a 300ZX.
Right.
Like 3 years ago, nobody bought a 300ZX. It was just not a car that you bought, and now it's like, cool. And then you have people that are like, yo, I'd be willing to risk it for the biscuit and buy an RX-8. And it's like, what the hell is wrong? Like, what? What are you doing?
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, what are you doing? So I think that's going to be something that you see that's a lot more common. I think in terms of overall, you know, designs and things like that, I don't think rap is going to go away anytime soon. I think rap
Definitely
is going
not.
to continue
I think
to be
that
a
it's
thing.
gonna be a strong thing into 2020.
Rip. I'm just looking at my car.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah. Besides, no, but like on the subject of that though, I think that's, and maybe not like the whole car getting wrapped, but like I'm thinking back to like Need for Speed Underground 2 style, where you go into the garage and you load up like the body vinyl section.
Oh yeah.
And you get like the whole like livery style or like the tear or the stripe like set 3 like body vinyl thing. Like that's what I think is gonna happen. And I'm starting to see that a lot more, like on some like the YouTube videos that I watch. Some of these rap guys out there like doing these crazy raps, and like they're doing a lot of them.
Yeah.
And like they look really good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that a lot of people, especially as we go into 2020, you're going to see a lot of people move away from like the 50 Shades of Gray, and we've talked about that before because everybody has a car. It's either white, black, or gray.
Yep, it's all neutral.
And then they just build it off a neutral color palette. And some people, like me, are stuck with black, or you're stuck with white. And so like wrap is a solution to that. And you see people doing a lot of crazy stuff with their wraps because it allows you to just kind of get out there and do fun stuff and get loud, but also not have it be permanent. I think if you're keeping to paint though, there's still a solution. We've talked about how like BMW is coming back with a lot of their super vibrant colors. You've got the 911s coming in like purples and pinks and blues and oranges and stuff. I think you're gonna see crazy colors on cars themselves start to really come back, and people starting to like those colors again, because guess what colors were in the 80s, brother?
Bright, vibrant colors.
Yeah, bright, vibrant colors.
Pink, blue,
like pink,
green,
blues,
yellow.
violets, yellows, all that stuff. Literally everything that this the 2012 has up, that was in the 80s. So it's gonna be really cool to see. I think we're gonna see a lot more color.
How about Underglow?
I mean,
Please?
Underglow's like Underglow's like that. Oh, it's just so hard.
I know.
I just remember
it's so close.
I know
it's so close. I have a kit that I'm waiting to put on. I bought it. It's there.
We're putting Underglow on the website, which is why we're talking about this.
I'm so excited.
You know, here's the thing though, because like back in the day, Underglow was hard, okay? It was like you had the neon tubes that you had to strap up next to like your gas lines. You're like, that doesn't seem safe at all. Right. And then you take those self-tappers, you ended up self-tapping.
Smoke it like right through the underside,
And then you'd miss the self-tapper and completely shatter like the neon tube. I've done that so many times.
I didn't have the neon. I had when I did it, they're actually the LEDs, but they were still like tubes, and the tubes were like that freaking round.
Yeah, because they just didn't believe that you could have LEDs in like plastic. They're like, it must be in a tube.
Yeah, and like I just remember I had a neon, and I put Underglow on the neon because I thought that was kind of funny, and it was like they were like plastic brackets, and like you screwed like self-tap these plastic freaking brackets into the underside of a car that's driven in Wisconsin all year round, and then you just kind of like snap the tube into these like brackets. Yeah, my front tube lasted about like a whole 3 months.
Well, yeah, because then all you need is just like one little gravel rock chip to come in. And anyway, 2020 has now come. Okay, the future is now, old man. And now, you've got LEDs, you got bendable lights, and now it's actually like kind of easy. I don't know. Okay. I want it to happen. I just don't know.
I'm doing it either way.
I mean, I was on Need for Speed Heat, and everybody's running around with Murcielago right now.
You gotta get the flamingos, and you get like the coral wave, like pulsing Underglow. Yeah, see that? That's why I was collecting all the flamingos.
Yeah. I was like,
but I can't do that anymore because
your game corrupted.
My game corrupted
completely.
That's actually not my game, but my save file in
they still
someone else's server
They still haven't helped you.
I think Dave from eBay is currently helping me on Twitter right now.
You're dead. EA through Twitter, you're done. All right, so those are our car expectations for 2020. You guys let us know in the comment section below what you think is something that's going to be coming up in 2020 that we didn't cover yet. And if you're looking for aftermarket wheels, tires, and suspension, fitmentindustries.com. Like literally, I just don't even know.
There it is.
All right, I'm Alex from Fitment Industries.
I'm Jels.
And we will see you guys later. Peace.